Man, love those just win babies. All right, Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report with Mitchell Rentz here. And coming up, I got a six-pack of Raiders rumors, and it has been a long time since I've said that. And when we first started the Raiders Report, we would do a certain style of show, and you're going to see the style of show that I'm talking about. It's going to be 6 rumors around the most trending topics on the internet right now. And the first one is this, man. Should the Raiders go out right now and get Daryl Williams, the offensive tackle who played for the Buffalo Bills last year? Absolutely they should. I'm going to go ahead and give this one 4 just win babies. Believe it, baby. And if you were to ask me, Mitch, who is the number 1 free agent that the Raiders should go out and get right now? Here's my answer. It's Daryl Williams. The biggest need for this team is still right tackle. I'm sorry, I don't trust Jermaine Illuminor, Brandon Parker, whoever they're going to decide to put on the right tackle position. Williams is clearly the top offensive tackle on the market. And when I see Morgan Moses get about $5.5 million, okay, I'd be more than okay going out and pay Daryl Williams $6 million, $7 million because I see him getting 6 or 7. The Honey Badger's probably going to get 9, maybe 8, 11, 12 million a year. So you then still have extra money to take care of a bigger need. So what I did on Twitter before the show started is I went on at MitchellRentz365 and I pinned a tweet that said, hey Raiders, go sign Daryl Williams. And if you guys agree with that, go to my pinned tweet right now. It's going to be in the comments. It's going to be in the description of today's video. Click that link, click that retweet button, and if you want to go ahead and also get this hashtag going, I want to get this hashtag going. Daryl to Las Vegas. You put out a tweet, you put that hashtag, you at me, we're going to start sharing them on social media. I want Daryl Williams in silver and black. Now, the next graphic that you're about to see come up on screen are Daryl Williams' PFF grades. I did not include 2018 because he wasn't healthy that season. So what you see over here is every year of his career, he was drafted in 2015, that he played over 500 snaps on the offensive line. In 2016, he played 625 right tackle snaps. That was actually like 95% of the snaps he took that year. 67.5 overall grade. All right, pretty good. 2017, played over 1,000 snaps, 77.2 overall. Essentially 98% of the snaps that season came at right tackle. In 2019, probably his worst year, he played only 44 snaps at right tackle, and he was at left tackle, left guard. They moved him all over the offensive line of Carolina, and he didn't play well. So then he goes over to the Buffalo Bills, has his career year at 79.4 overall PFF grade, played over 1,000 snaps at right tackle. So then Buffalo goes, oh, wait, well, maybe we'll just try to kick him into right guard. Not that he played bad, but he played more snaps at right guard than he did right tackle, and then he didn't have as good of a year. What I've seen is if he plays at right tackle, he's one of the best right tackles in the National Football League. So if you really want to tell me and the rest of the Raider Nation that this is going to be your offensive line, it makes me nervous. I don't care if you go out and get all these amazing players. I don't care if Derek Carr is supposed to be this amazing quarterback. If you can't block, if you can't win the battle of the trenches, it doesn't matter. So, bingo, I want to make this happen. So if you guys could, let's get Daryl Williams into the silver and black. Let's get him into Las Vegas. Let's make him the right tackle for the Raiders. Now, sure, you're probably going to have to wait until after the draft and then after June 1st because of some salary cap issues. But if Daryl Williams is available on June 1st, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm going to try to do everything I can in my human power to make sure he's a Raider. Now, to make sure you guys never miss anything going on around the silver and black, to make sure that you keep yourself up to date with everything going on in the offseason. It's going to be a crazy offseason. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. Now, I love when people try to be the first one into a show and they're chatting down Noti Gang. I just want you guys to know I see it. I appreciate it. So what I did is I took the video from yesterday on April 18th, and here were the top 5 people, the very first comments. I don't know if anybody can beat Untouchable Raider 1960. He always seems to be that dude. But shout out to him. Shout out to Junior, Raiderville 13, London Monsieur, and then S.A. Roderick. I appreciate you guys. Y'all are real ones. And if you want to shout out on a future show, turn on those subs, y'all. And notification bells. All right, let's go to the next story here. It's around Johnathan Abram. Johnathan Abram is not going to be starting for the Las Vegas Raiders this upcoming season. I'm going to get ballsy here, and I'm going to go ahead and give this one 3 just win babies. I think it's pretty likely. When I give something 3 just win babies, it means I believe it's a 75% chance of happening. And the article is from SB Nation, where they're breaking down all these things about Abram and all the moves and him potentially not playing. And I get it, man. He's up for a 5th-year option. He's not going to get it. He was a first-round draft pick, 27 overall in 2019. But Vegas went out and signed Duron Harmon in free agency. And Patrick Graham's defense, it requires versatility. It requires you to be flexible. It also requires your safeties to be able to cover. So with all of that going into it, I know Johnathan Abram can't cover. He can't. It's just a simple fact. He brings energy. He's going to be a good special teams player. If you need somebody to stop the run, he can do it. But I've seen now for over 2 years that Abram is a very bad coverage safety. He had 68 targets last season, gave up 54 catches, 5 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 105.2. Like, a quarterback rating that high is one of the best in the National Football League. All right, well, what about the year before that? 30 targets, 21 catches, 2 touchdowns, and then a quarterback rating of 124.3. What I saw this past year was when he was on the field, teams targeted him. And when he wasn't on the field, the Raiders' defense was better. It's a fact. The Raiders' defense was better when Johnathan Abram wasn't out there. So let me know, y'all, who's the better safety for this Raiders' defense? If you still think that it's Johnathan Abram, you're like, Mitch, you're too tough on him. That's fine. It's all good. Type 24. If you think it's Duron Harmon, I want you to go ahead and type 30. I'm going to go ahead and type my 30. I know Harmon is a better fit for Graham's defense. I also know that there's a reason why Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler went out and got Harmon. It's because he played with that New England team from 2013 to 2019. Then he actually tried to go with Matt Patricia, more New England connections with the Lions. Didn't work out. Then he went to Atlanta, but I've seen Harmon play. He can be that solid coverage safety, and for the Raiders, with what they're going to do this year, you need 2 safeties that can cover. And then if Abram wants to be somebody up in the box closer to the line of scrimmage, that's totally fine. But I'm going to make a bet right now that Duron Harmon plays more snaps this season than Johnathan Abram. Let's go to the next story coming up here on the Raiders Report. Remember, I got a 6-pack of rumors. We got 2 down. We got 4 more to go. No 5th-year options coming up. The players that are qualified for 5th-year options, Clelin Ferrell, Johnathan Abram, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to say this one's a coin flip, so if you guys want to call it in the air, you can go ahead and do so. I'm going to give this one 2 just win babies. I don't have a great answer for you because the only player that even has a chance to get this is Josh Jacobs. Your 5th-year options, why the NFL decided to do this, has to be in May 2nd at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't get why for a 5th-year option, the player can't even play in his 4th year before you give him the option. Doesn't make sense to me. But this is what I do know. When I look at the 5th-year option numbers, I'm not going to give Clelin for $11.5 million. I hope Clelin has a great year this year. I really do. Not going to give him 11.5. Jacobs at 8.03, maybe. Johnathan Abram at 7.9. No, I mean, the only person that I would even consider it for is Josh Jacobs. But even that, I personally wouldn't do it because I don't see the point of going out and paying a running back who has injury issues this much money in his 5th year. Is Jacobs a good running back? Yes. But I also know running back is an easy position to be able to go ahead and replace. So if you guys are looking for even more exclusive content, if you like the Raiders Report, I also know this. You're going to love what we have over on Local. So all I want you guys to do is become a member. Becoming a member is 100% free over on Locals. How do you do it? You go to the link that you see below, download the app, and then you're ready to rock. RaidersReport.locals.com is how you do it. And I want to give some shout-outs to the people who are becoming members. And shout-out to Tom FR34. Shout-out to Raider Rob78. Giovanni 12. I also told them to shout out their area code, so you'll see why that's funny here in a second. Super Raider 831. Go figure. From 831. Def Jasper. That's a zip code, homie, but it's all good. I still appreciate it. Adam Jones, great baseball player. Nathan 7353. All we're trying to do here is show y'all that I see and I appreciate everyone who's a member over on Local. So if you want a shout out on a future Raiders show, become a member. It's free. And then if you want even more exclusive content, you can become a supporter. RaidersReport.locals.com. Let's go to the next story here, and it's around Hunter Renfrow. Is he going to be the next Raider that gets a contract extension? This one's 3 just win babies, and I'm going to go ahead and say it's probably even closer, like 80-85%, because he's got 1 year left on his deal, salary cap hit of $2.62 million, and he's coming off a career year. Not only that, Hunter Renfrow is a elite, and let me say this again, elite route runner, one of the best in the National Football League, and I'm not just saying this because he's a white receiver. I'm saying this because I've seen Josh McDaniels' offenses. If you can be an elite route runner in a Josh McDaniels offense with an accurate quarterback, you're going to excel. And Hunter Renfrow might not ever put up 100 catches again. He might not. He might not ever get over 1,000 yards again. But you know what? His ability to pick up clutch first downs, his ability to be just a reliable target, which realistically, for him to be our third target on our offense, that's incredible. So Hunter Renfrow deserves that contract extension. And he was a player that I talked about a few, months at this point, and my top candidates to get the extension. When I look at all the Raiders' contracts from top to bottom, there's only 3 players that really pop up into my mind that I'm like, okay, they could be the next one to get a contract extension. It's Hunter Renfrow at number 1. Darren Waller does have 2 years left, but the rumors around him wanting a contract extension or wanting a new contract, they are legitimate. And then Denzel Perryman, he's got 1 year left on his deal. But if I'm a team, and I'm going to go like, all right, I want to try to make Derek Carr happy, I want to try to make Hunter Renfrow happy, how do you do that? You go ahead and give him a contract extension. And I would try to do it now because the longer you wait, the more and more money Renfrow is going to end up racking up. So after looking at some of the contracts this past year and then looking at some of the past deals that I've seen and then trusting my gut because I do believe that the Chat Sports team and I, we've done a phenomenal job getting close to these extensions. I'm going to go ahead and say Renfrow gets a 3-year deal, and it's going to be very similar to tied in with Derek Carr. The total amount is $36.9, which is an average of $12.3 million. That's essentially what DJ Chark got when he signed with the Lions. Guaranteed million, $21.0. That's essentially what Sterling Shepard got when he got his deal. So his new contract would look like this. 4 years, $39.5 million, which is an average of $9.88 million a year, and then you get 21 guaranteed. This deal makes a lot of sense for Renfrow, and I know some people are going to wait, if Christian Kirk's getting, don't look at Christian Kirk's contract. Look at other slot receivers, other number 3s in the offense, and I believe that Hunter Renfrow, if he was offered this, he would absolutely go ahead and take it. So, guys, let me know, and I know what your answer is going to be on this one. Everybody wants Hunter Renfrow around, and you should type E for extend. You absolutely should. He is a phenomenal player that fits everything that you're hoping for in a Raider. So, yes, go ahead and type your... I'm not even going to say P for pass, because you shouldn't do it. E, extend Hunter Renfrow. Let's go to the next one here, and I already forget how to pronounce his name. Goedeke, yeah. So, guys, I create weird things in my head how to pronounce names, and I think of this one. You remember the old Yankees baseball player Hideki Matsui? Well, should we go ahead and take Luke Goedeke at pick number 86? Mel Kiper Jr. released his latest mock draft over on ESPN, and he had the Raiders taking Goedeke. Well, guess what? I'm going to go ahead and give this one 0 just win, babies. Tuck rule, tuck that. And some of you are like, but Mitch, the Raiders need a right tackle. Goedeke had 26 starts at right tackle for the Central Michigan Chippewas. Well, here's the thing, man. I don't view Goedeke as a right tackle. I don't. I watched the film. I saw the measurements. I think he's going to be a guard. So I'm not going to take a player who, to be honest, when I watch the tape, it reminds me of a lesser version of Alex Leatherwood. He's a good offensive lineman, and at the college level, he's going to beat people up because he's at the college level. He doesn't have the foot quickness, man. He's a physical guy, and he can block, and he's a better run blocker. But against fast players in the NFL, he's going to struggle just like what Alex Leatherwood did. So here's what Mel Kiper had to say on the Raiders drafting Goedeke. The Raiders have just one pick in the first 3 rounds, and they have to find a right tackle to at least compete for the starting job. It's clear Alex Leatherwood, their first rounder in 2021, is better at guard. Goedeke started 26 games at right tackle in college. So my point is he's going to be a guard. You can draft somebody to be a right tackle, but if they don't have the traits to be a player or be a tackle in the NFL, it's not going to work. On top of that, when I go back and I look at a lot of the picks that Carmen Brasillo has made, the new offensive line coach here for the Raiders, they want long-armed offensive linemen. Goedeke has short arms considering the fact when you're looking at a tackle prospect. So for that reason, I'm going to go ahead and give this one 0 just win babies. Tucker will tuck that on going out and drafting him. Now, we do have one more rumor to get to, but before I get to it, hey guys, remember, you can always hit me up on Instagram. I'm at MitchellRents365, doing my best to keep you guys up to date on the latest news, rumors, because I know a lot of stuff happens the entire off season. So the last story, and we can just go to it. It's fine. The last story here, and major shout out to everyone who's tuning in live. It's around the Raiders, and it's around a trade idea that Bleacher Report ended up cooking up here. And if you guys don't have the graphic, it's okay. I'm not going to sweat it too much. And it's around the Raiders trading up, okay? And this is what Bleacher Report did. They try to come up with all these ideal trade ideas around each team. And before I go ahead and at least tell you about the trade, I do want to tell you that I really thought that the Raiders ended up winning this deal. And anytime that we talk about trades, a lot of times people are like, well, wait a minute, Mitch, the Raiders are giving up a lot. And part of my job here as a Raiders Report host is to not only talk about trending topics, but I'm going to use the word educate, because I think a lot of times people don't realize how much it's going to cost to be able to trade up into any move, or be able to trade up into any draft. So the trade was the Raiders get the number 40 overall pick, okay? You get the number 40 overall pick from the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks get a third-round pick, so the 86 overall pick, a second-round pick next year, and then a fifth-round pick next year. I put that in the trade value chart, and shout out to Sam. We got the graphic. It was loading. This is what the trade was. And a lot of people are like, wow, that's a lot to give up. It's not enough still. Like, this is still not nearly enough to go up to get to number 40. I put it in the trade value chart, and not only is it's just not close. Like, if the Raiders were to do this and the Seahawks were to say yes, the Raiders would laugh in the Seahawks' face for being like, cool, appreciate it. I will say this, though, and I get it. It's a lot to be able to move up, and now this is a you got to win right away type of mentality. The only way that I want the Raiders to realistically make a trade like this and to go this high up into the draft is if a certain player slides down. So my top 5 trade-up candidates, and I try to make these realistic, right? Like, I'm not going to say Evan Neal. He's not, because he ain't falling down. Trevor Penning, he's the top right tackle. I don't see him getting out of the first round. I don't see any of these players getting out of the first round. But I can make arguments on why they wouldn't. Nakobe Dean, undersized linebacker. Jordan Davis, people are worried about his weight. Chris Olave, a lot of other talented receivers. And then Jameson Williams, the injury history. If any 5 of these players were to slide down to 40, then that trade I would absolutely go ahead and consider.